Hey, everybody. I'm Puleo. I'm a fourth year PhD candidate working with Gero Axford. And today I'll be talking about the under-dryas paleoclimate in South Greenland based on sediment from Lake N14. So what are my driving research questions with this project? We were curious, how much did annual temperature change in South Greenland at the end of the Younger Dryas? Were there Younger Dryas climate changes in South Greenland that were larger than those further north in Greenland during the Younger Dryas? And also, we were wondering if there were major seasonal temperature differences in the Younger Dryas. So to approach these questions, we collected a sediment core from Lake N14. We radiocarbon dated it and scanned it with the core scanner shown here. Then we identified these head capsules, which are chironomids, and their species identification allows us to reconstruct summer temperature changes. And then finally, we also measured the oxygen isotope values of the chironomid head capsules and bulk moss, and also cellulose we extracted from the moss. So this figure on the right is pretty much a summary figure of the data I just talked about. And at the end of the Younger Dryas here at panel B, which shows the oxygen isotope values, we see this very large increase in all three of our proxies. And we think that corresponds to about 18 degrees Celsius of annual warming at the end of the Younger Dryas, which is absolutely massive. Then when we compare our results from Lake N14 to ice core results here, the dye 3 core in gray in South Greenland, but still north of Lake N14. And then here is the central Greenland ice core disk 2. Our increases in our isotopic values were larger than these, potentially suggesting there were larger hydroclimate changes in South Greenland compared to further north. Next, panel B shows our chironomid assemblage-based summer temperature reconstructions. And again, at the end of the Younger Dryas, we show some large warming, 6 degrees Celsius, but when it's compared to the annual warming, it is relatively small, indicating there was probably large winter to summer temperature differences in this warming at the end of the Younger Dryas. Then finally, panel E here is a model of reconstructed AMOC strength, or Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation. And in most of the literature, this is accepted as the driver of the Younger Dryas. The shutdown here at the onset of the Younger Dryas, and then the reinvigoration of AMOC strength here at the end probably drove each of these three research questions that I was talking about. Now, switching gears here, this past summer, I was in South Greenland again for some new field work. We collected sediment, water, and plants from 2 different lake sites in South Greenland. And I'm hopeful that this new material can be used for other PhD students and their Younger Dryas and Holocene paleoclimate or environmental records and modern calibrations. And with that, I'll take any questions. Brad?
The chironomid reconstruction looked like after the end of Younger Dryas, they cooled back down to as cooler
Right.
than Younger Dryas.
Oh, sorry.
Right here.
Yeah,
That was one of the most interesting things that came out of this reconstruction. And our hypothesis right now is that we believe when this end happened, there was probably a lot of meltwater coming in to just off the coast of South Greenland, and potentially some sea ice changes occurred throughout the year and in the winter season still, in the summer season still, because there was relatively less warming in the summer here. And as you can see, it seems like the summers were potentially just as cold as they were in the Younger Dryas immediately after. And so, yeah, we think that these sea ice changes were a pretty local phenomenon, because we haven't seen any other records like the ice core. This doesn't happen in the ice cores, right? But I guess those aren't seasonal records, but still, so we think it's a summer sea ice related phenomenon.
the oxygen isotopes, are they about to change in fractionation or change in source water?
Source water, yeah. So it seems like there's a combination of changes in sea ice conditions, which drove more distal precip in the YD, there was just temperature changes on the precipitation isotopes, and then there was also the amount of precipitation in the different seasons. All of those things are probably huge drivers in the onset and at the end of the younger dryas.